Hey, welcome back. I have an update from the last video. I was kind of hinting on some things that I didn't really want to get into it until I had some more information. This is what this is all about. I have some good news and I got some bad news. The good news is I am going to tell you what that's all about. The bad news is well, unfortunately, I won't be able to help you with this. I don't have the resources. I just I have my own problems. And unfortunately, my problems can't make this work for me or for you. So that's not what this is all about. The good news is what this is well, I don't know how else to put it other than saying it is the financial planning for the elite. I mean, I know that's a pretty big, bold, whatever. But what if I can show you how to recapture the interest and the principal that you get for things that you borrow, that you finance? So a perfectly good example is like a car. You go and today and you go get a car, you get it financed, and all that money goes away. It goes to somebody else, goes to the bank, it goes to wherever. And you think that's probably normal. You think like, how else can the world work? Like, what if I were to tell you that there's a way that you can essentially build a banking system for yourself where you can borrow money from yourself while that money is growing, while simultaneously recapturing the interest and the principal that you get back from the payments that you are going to be paying for yourself for the car that you're going to finance. That makes sense. So in other words, let's say at the end of you finish your payment schedule, you have your car, you have your principal, and you have your interest. All of it. Sounds too good to be true? Well, what if I were to tell you this has been going on for well over 100 years? This is not a new invention by any stretch. There's all sorts of companies, all sorts of big wigs out there. I could name off lots of names, anywhere from, even some companies like Walt Disney, Rogers, Nike, um, the Morgans, the Stanleys, the Works there. There's another name that I'm thinking because it's local here, the Patterson's Group. So you've probably heard of that if you're in here in BC. So really there's a long history of this. This is well proven. It's just only used for essentially the wealthiest of the wealthy. You know, I could speculate on some reasons why that this isn't common knowledge. I could say that it could be some uh, control of things. It could be supply and demand. There's only so many people practicing this. Um, call them agents or whatever you want to call them. Obviously they're going to go help the most wealthiest people that they can first. There are some drawbacks to the agent in terms of when you look at other financial products, there are smaller commissions. So there's not really much of an incentive to help the average person out in this. And this is what I was really excited for. This is going back 10 plus years ago that I was like, okay, this is the real deal. How can I get involved with this? How can I understand this? How can I make sure that this isn't just some another thing I'm trying to sell? But that's a whole nother story. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, and unfortunately, it's still not working out. Um, but I want to also confess too in that I was a little bit, it's the best way to put it, selfish. I would share my findings. I would talk to people. I'd say, hey, what if, and short spiel it, and would you like to know more about this? And I've never had anybody that didn't want to know more about this. But I kind of like, okay, well, when I get myself figured out, I'll come back to you and I'll let you in on it. Unfortunately, that never came. And what I should have done was I should have referred them off. I mean, because in my mind's eye, uh, even just speaking in Canada, there's millions and millions and millions of people to talk to. I didn't need to. I didn't need to. So I'm sorry for those that have heard of this in the past. And so what I'm going to do with this video here, I know of a company that is practicing this really well. They've been doing it for quite some time, and I don't know what company because they got their own branding and they got So I'm going to leave that in a comment below. So check out the comments below. I'll leave where you can find more information on this if this is something that you would like to find out. Because like I said in the last video, this doesn't matter about my story. My story is my story. What could this do for you is worth you looking into. I mean, I promise you. what I'm saying about recuperating the interest and principal back from the things that you're already financing, things you're already buying all this stuff. There's so many ways that you can reuse that money for, like retirement, like business adventures. Like it's so vast in how many possible ways you can use this. Um, there's really nobody that is excluded from this, except for maybe children that can't sign a contract. It's one of those products that I've discovered, or products or services that I discovered that you still want to niche your marketing, but you can niche the 20-year-olds, the 30-year-olds, the 40-year-olds, the 70-year-olds. This works in some form or way, essentially for anybody and everybody that wants to get in on it. And that's what I want you to look into. So again, look in the comments below, check out their website. I don't know where that's going to go right now, but do look into that. Otherwise than that, I'm just going to close off and say thank you for, and maybe this won't end. I don't know, but I don't know where to go from here. So I don't know. So yeah, other than that, just have yourself a good one. Take care, and we'll see you around.